In this video, I will review the matcher tools available in CSIpix. To access these tools, click on Matcher on the menu bar. Both versions of CSIpix, Comparator Pro and CSIpix, have access to the matcher tools. After clicking on Matcher, the Matcher Docker will open and it looks like this. The top part of the Docker is used for auto minutia detection, and that's good to run on knowns and very clean latents. This is the auto detect button. That's the one you click when you want to run the algorithm. If you want to run the algorithm on just part of an image instead of the whole thing, you would check select region and you draw a box over the part you want to run the algorithm on. This is the auto minutia detection threshold, and the higher the threshold, the fewer minutia you will detect, but also fewer false positives. This load and save button are for min files, and I'll get into what those are in a bit. If you want to edit the minutia points you see on an image, you click this button, and basically that just puts you in annotate mode, in edit mode. If you want to add cores, you click this button, and that will put you in annotate mode where you're in draw mode for cores. Edit, it acts the same way as this edit here. You just go to annotate mode and edit mode. This erase button up here is if you want to erase minutia points that are on your image. You can either erase every minutia point in an image. If you want to just erase minutia in an area, you click select region, draw the box, and then click erase. The match left to right button will search the right image minutia points for areas that are similar to the left image minutia points. You can search 360 degrees. You can limit the search areas to near cores and deltas. Those are options after you click the button. After the algorithm has run, the top matching minutia points will be displayed on both sides. And this area here will be populated with the scores for the different regions, the angles, the latent needs to be rotated at that location, and these are the X and Y locations of the match. Save report is used if you want to save either a text file or a PDF file with details about the match function and the images that are open. The image resolutions for the match function and the minutia detection can be anywhere from 300 to 2000 ppi. How to annotate minutia points on your latent. So those are usually done manually, and you just go to annotate mode and you use bifurcation and or ridge ending symbols. For the matching algorithm, they're interchangeable. Now I'll demonstrate how to use these functions. So I've opened up a latent image on the left. I will go to annotate mode, select a ridge ending symbol. I'm just going to use ridge endings for everything. I'll mark it in green because I'll mark the easy ones first. And I think this is one here. Okay, I'll stop there because I know there's more, but I can't see them right now. Okay, here's one. Okay, so if I want it at this point, I can save the min file for this image just to have it for my records, and so I don't have to do this again. All I do is go to File, Save, Left Min File. And it's going to give it the proper default name, and I'll just click Save. And I'll get more into that after. I'll open the image on the right that I want to compare to. Now I need to run the get minutia algorithm on this one because it's too big to manually mark all the minutia points. So go back to Matcher, and I'm just going to use a default threshold of 20 and click auto detect. Now there's a lot of false positives in this messy area. For now I'm just going to leave it, but if this person was a suspect in a case, I would take the time to clean it up and then save the min file. Now if I just click match left to right, I'm going to search 360 degrees because I can't tell if this is oriented correctly or not. And I don't have cores and deltas, so I'm just going to leave those unchecked. Just click OK. And it did the search through the image for areas that are similar to this pattern. Click rotate latent to align them, and click lock pan, and that way everything is locked in place. And then you can zoom out, size it up. If you want to remove the lines and things so that you can get a kind of a closer look, you can turn off the lines, you can turn off the minutia, you can bold the dots, you can do any combo like that and try to decide if this is a good starting point to start your comparison. If it isn't, you can go down through this list and double click on different rows to see other areas on this known that had a similar configuration of minutia points. So you can see how these functions save time looking for starting points, especially for palms, planters, and joints, and impressions without anchors like a core or delta or distinct crease. It can also be used to reduce erroneous exclusions and missed IDs by selectively cross-checking exclusion and/or inclusive decisions before finalizing conclusions. So here is a little bit more information about min files. After annotating an image with minutia points, cores, and deltas, you have the option to save the annotations as a min file. It will not save other annotations. It's only going to save annotations that we need for matcher functions. You can click the Save button on the matcher docker, or you can go to File, Save, Left min file, or Right min file. The default name for the min file is basically the same as the image file name, but just .min. To make sure that the min files are used automatically when you open an image, go to User Preferences and check this, automatically load minutia on opening. This is just a little note that the CSIpix matching functions are tools designed to assist examiners. These tools are not intended to be used as a replacement of the expertise and judgment of the examiner. At this point, if you wanted to save the report about the match function, you would just click Save Report. You can save it as just a plain text file or a PDF. I'll show you the text file. It asks you if you want to include all the minutia points marked on both images in the report. If you do, and you've got a palm open on the right, it's going to be a really long report, so I'm just going to save the minutia point that matched. And I'll open up that text file. And this is what the text file looks like. Date and time, the left image details, including the minutia and if there were cores and deltas that were on that image. The right image, minutia that matched, and the cores and deltas if there were any. The matching parameters that were used, so we didn't use cores or deltas and the angle wasn't restricted. And the different matching areas and their scores. And it puts a little star by the image that you have displayed when you make the report. Another little tip at this point, it's easy to make a core chart from here after running the match because the patterns are aligned rotationally and in the XY direction, so you can go right to crop. It asks you if you want to revert to the original image rotation, just say no. If you synchronize crop at this point, everything will be lined up nicely. And go to annotate mode. And what I would do is just erase the minutia. And I use the dots as a starting point to do the labels or magnified views, that kind of thing. So starting on a core chart is pretty quick if you're using the matcher function. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.